learners. My name is Elizabeth Wanjiru, and I will be a trainer in a unit called Leveling Survey. In today's session, we are going to have the following learning outcomes. By the end of this session, you as a learner, you should be able to define the terms used in leveling. You should be able to identify the instruments used in leveling. You should be able to also know the procedure of leveling. And the last one, you should be able to know the two methods of reduction in leveling. You also have the following learning activities: participate in online class quizzes, participate in practical activity, and the last one, you should be able to carry out a self-assessment just to evaluate your entry behavior against your exit behavior. Now, on to our first topic of definition of terms. We have the terms like leveling, backside, foresight, and intermediate sight. Now, the term leveling, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to just note down in your books what you understand by the term leveling. Good. Let's see whether you found it correct. Leveling is an art of surveying technique that is simply used to determine the elevations of points that are on or below the Earth's surface relative to a datum. What's a datum? A datum is simply a reference point from which the measurements are taken. Now, on to our second term, we have a backsight. Backsight is simply the first reading taken after the instrument has been set. The third one, we have a foresight. A foresight is the final reading taken during leveling, whose elevations is to be determined. We have the intermediate sight, which is taken at any point that between a backsight and a foresight. Our second topic, we have the instruments used in leveling. Number one, we have a staff, a tripod stand, a plumb bob, a booking sheet, and a dumpy level. Onto the procedure of leveling, we have 6 main procedures of leveling. Number one, we have the setting up. When setting up is simply choosing a stable ground where you will be able to put your tripod stand and adjust the legs, and then you put the dumpy level on the top, where you'll adjust this leveling screw to just center the bubble of the dumpy level. Now, on to the second point, is focusing. Focusing is done on the eyepiece of the dumpy level to just ensure that the crosshairs of the dumpy level appear sharp and distinct to an observer who will be observing through the dumpy level. Number 3, we have setting up a benchmark. A benchmark is simply a reference point with a known elevation. So you'll have to select a reference point with a known elevation so that you can carry out your survey. Procedure number 4, we have taking the readings of the backsight, foresight, and intermediate sight. The 5th procedure, we have the calculation and record of the readings. These calculations are done after the readings have been recorded. You know, when you're taking the readings of your backsight, you have to record them in your notebook. The readings of your foresight and the intermediate sight, after you've recorded them, you will be able to carry out a calculation which will be able to tell you whether the calculations are consistent to verify the accuracy of your measurements. And also, this will be able to tell you the errors, like the collimation error. You'll be able to identify them. Now, on to our last topic, we have the 2 methods used in reduction during leveling. The first one, we have the height of collimation, and the second one, we have the rise and fall method. Now in these two methods, the procedure of doing them are similar, and the only difference we see it during the calculation, and also when their booking sheets are quite different. That's the end of our session today, learners, and we're going to meet in our face-to-face classes, where we will be able to carry out these activities of leveling, and you will be able to familiarize properly with leveling, and it will be enjoyable. Thank you for listening. Let's meet again.